Welcome, everybody. Good to see you guys. How's everybody on TikTok doing? You can give this video a thumbs up. Let me know that you can hear me and see me all right. It would be greatly appreciated before we go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone on YouTube. Good to see you. If you could give me a thumbs up, let me know that you can hear me and see me all right. Greatly appreciated. And welcome everyone on Facebook on the Ivy League Psychic Academy business page. I had to restart it because we were running short on guinea pigs and volunteers. So we're sort of back, not really, but a little bit. All right, so good to see you guys there also. Long time no see. For those of you on Facebook who wondered what the heck happened, I got off of Facebook and Instagram until Zuckerberg takes some more responsible actions. But you can find me here on YouTube and TikTok at Ask Ivy, like always. All right, looks good. I got a bunch of thumbs up here, and it looks like I do here as well on TikTok. Okay, and YouTube and Facebook. Everything looks good to me. All right, so we're going to let a few people tune in here. And tonight what we're doing is my live Q&A on the Psychic Mediumship Course. I do one of these right before a semester starts. So the Psychic Mediumship Course is starting September 12th. If you guys have not already done so, go register. I want you to start posting your questions about the course here now. I know a lot of people have them, and I don't always have time to get to them when I'm doing my other live shows or classes. So we set this time aside specifically for that. Last night, we did the Are You a Psychic, a Medium, or an Empath show, which I also do before every new semester starts, which informs you on your intuitive intelligence. What abilities exactly do you have? What is going on with all these curious, random, odd, weird, paranormal, insightful, experiences? And we broke that down. So you can go back and watch that here on YouTube at Ask Ivy. Again, it's called Are You a Psychic, a Medium, or an Empath? If you want to know what abilities you have, you can go onto my website and click on Intuitive Ability Assessment. So you go to Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. That's in the link above or below in the description box, depending on where you guys are tuning in. If you did not buy your raffle tickets yet, if you want to enter to win a free Psychic Mediumship course, it's a $2,100 value. It is a completely 100% free ride for the 28-week course. You can get your tickets also up on my website. I think it's like $5 gets you one ticket and $20 gets you maybe 6 tickets or something like that. Now, the drawing is the day before class starts. That's going to be September 11th. I'll be announcing who won. If you guys are in a period of financial struggle, and I know that so many people are right now with the recession and there's a bunch of other things I don't even want to get into. It's been a rough couple years. You guys can apply for the scholarship program. That's going to pop up here on the screen on YouTube. If you guys need to switch over to YouTube to be able to see all of this, go ahead and do that. Okay, but you're going to Ivy Rivera at yahoo.com. That's my email. You're going to drop an email saying, I'm interested in applying for the scholarship program. How do I do that? We're going to send you an application. And if you can prove financial hardship and a real calling into this kind of work, we'll let you know if you're accepted into the program. All right. My adorable producer, Wes, has these things popping up here on the screen. Is there anything else I'm really supposed to be telling you about? Not really. I think that's pretty much it. Okay. So, while you guys start posting your questions, and we're going to be taking all of them. So we'll pop it up on the screen. And if you guys have comments as well, if you took the course, you have a testimonial to give. Okay, whether you do it in the comment section, like among each other, or you want to come out and say something, more publicly, please do give a testimonial always on the Psychic Mediumship course. I know it's changed many lives over the last 13 years that I've been doing this. And those are always the best recommendations and the most helpful things for other people who are in debate to hear from the horse's mouth how it's affected your life. So please do share with us. Now, I want to address the three most typical questions I get asked about the Psychic Mediumship course. So, Wesley, I'm going to have you pop the first one up now. Sorry, guys. I think I'm having allergy issues. I can feel fall coming. All right. So, the most common question I get asked is, how is this course different from the others? A lot of people are hesitant to enroll because they took courses that were thousands and thousands of dollars and took years or at least a year of their life, and they still walked out confused, and now they're irritated. They want to know why this is any different. So first of all, this course is 28 weeks. We don't waste any time. Those of you who follow me, you know how fast I talk. You know that I'm to the point. You know that I'm no BS. I'm going to teach you in the skills that no one else is going to teach you, either because they don't understand them themselves or because they don't want to give away the secrets. So from day one, you're getting all of the secrets. I'm revealing everything, and I have a really clear, thorough understanding of how the language works. And that's really key. That's what sets the PEC method apart from other trainings. It's the Psychology of Energy Communication method. It's unmatched internationally, and it's going to train you in the difference between psychic, mediumistic, and empathic behavior. So when we look at each one of these three categories, they break down into different categories beneath them. For example, mediumship, you can't just train people in how to meditate and passively sit there to maybe receive some messages or symbols or feelings and say that's good enough. No. Mediumship is going to break down into different languages for each individual type of spirit or entity in the universe that wants to come through. Then we have to figure out how those particular languages pair up with your abilities. The entire time, I'm increasing the abilities you already naturally have and came in with. And I'm taking the ones that are weak and I'm triggering them. I'm helping you open up Pandora's box. But the entire time, and what really makes this training different also, is that we're focused on light work. It's not a cash grab. It's not just street psychic work. It's actual light work. We put light work first, business second. So you start with discernment. You're learning the difference between spirits in the light versus spirits that are dark or low energy. We only deal with spirits in the light. That is a huge difference from most trainings out there. And yes, you will be able to tell the difference. And everyone should know the difference before they get into any kind of work like this. You're going to be able to feel confident in going out into the world, starting your ministry, delivering professional readings to the public. You will be able to give a 30-minute reading by the end of the course. And if you can give a 30-minute reading, you could read for hours if you have to. You'll be skilled in how to read at psychic fairs, how to do back-to-back clients, how to do parties and other gigs, how to do gallery readings. I literally train you in everything. And most importantly, as you're being trained, you are being taught how to control your abilities so that they don't run you. You run them from top to bottom. So if you've been suffering your whole life feeling like, maybe I have some anxiety disorders, maybe I have some OCD stuff going on, ADD-like symptoms, maybe even low-level depression, you can't understand why you have all these things going on. This is also going to help you to maintain those energies. What I never do, and I have a whole team of teachers helping me here at the Academy, thank God, right? I'm so blessed to have everybody. What we do is we watch you. And if you're struggling in something, we make sure that you are on top of your game before we open up other abilities. This is not a race to the finish line. This is about perfecting your craft, your health and wellness first, you being in control of these energies so that you can use them for the highest and best good. And that is light work, not street psychic cash grab type of work. Okay. All right. I will also guarantee this is a fraction of the cost of other trainings internationally. I know that for a fact, and you're actually going to walk out of here able to do it. Okay. All right. So we have a question here from Elena Cervantes. How does the class work? Is it as a certain time or on your own time? So it is on your own time, except for 3 classes. So 3 out of the 28 weeks is at your own pace. That means that you get a video download, but you are also in a group chat with your fellow students, and you are doing monthly psychic fairs with us, and you are reading for the public and working with the assistant teachers, but it's all really at your own pace. Now, there are 3 classes where you have required attendance. That's your graduation day, because you're going to be doing a gallery. Have to have everybody there for that. I cannot compensate for that any other way. I've tried, I've thought about it. There's no other way to do it. If you miss it, you can try to graduate with the next group. So that one has a little bit of wiggle room. You also have to be in live attendance for our criminal investigations missing persons class part 2. We have part 1 where you're doing paperwork, but part 2, I bring in actual live cases that are open at this time, or I bring in people who are dealing with a case, and we need everybody there for that. And then you have another day where you're expected to be there. It's called Circle. And so we bring somebody in and you guys all read together as a group, because you really cannot learn psychic mediumship in a vacuum. For those of you, raise of hands, who's been told that you could just do this from video downloads, not work with other people? Who's been told you could just read this book and pick up on skills? None of that ultimately is going to work. You have to be in the atmosphere with others. And so that's the other class that's required for you. But the entire time, you're able to work with your fellow students, okay? And then once you guys get certified at the end of the course, you are up for Ivy League Psychic Academy hire. So you'll be working Ivy League Psychic Academy fairs if you want to. Ivy's Healing Call Center 7 days a week. We work internationally, all kinds of other stuff, right? So it's a ton of fun. But the classes get released Monday. I believe it's like Monday afternoon at noon Eastern time. So that's when you'll be getting them. When you take them is really up to you. Highly recommended, though. You finish everything within a 2-week period because it is progressive. It does move quickly. You don't want to fall behind. All right, we have another question here. Are there any work opportunities with the Ivy League once certified? Yes. So that's the other really common question I get asked. When you get certified, and no, certification is not a guarantee. This isn't an attendance certificate. This is an actual certification. You have to prove that you understand the PEC method, that you're applying it, that you're using it, for actual light work. And if you can do that, and most of my students do, and again, we have a team of teachers working with you around the clock, we are able to get picked up for bigger gigs. Now, this has been a bit slow since the C word hit a couple years back and everything shut down. But we are quickly, where I am right now, entering into the in season, Halloween, fall, all that great spiritual activity. I'm telling you, I've got back-to-back gigs booking up here at this part in New York. So we are picking up. So then what people do is they reach out to me and they say, I want to host a psychic fair. I want 3 psychic mediums, a tarot reader, an astrologer, and a couple Reiki practitioners. Who can you send? And then I go back to you guys that are certified, and you guys pick up gigs. And then we have Ivy's Healing Call Center, where, you set your own time frame and you're available to take calls internationally. We have our monthly walk-in night psychic fairs. You guys also get my spillover gigs if there's stuff that I can't be taking. And there are just a million work opportunities in general. So we have a page called ILPA Opportunities, ILPA Work Opportunities. And this is where you guys could just pick up different jobs, whether it's actually working for the academy, it's becoming an assistant teacher. If you get certified in the Psychic Mediumship course, you then have the option to go on and train in the teacher program, which also starts, for those of you who are already certified and you're debating on the teacher program, that also starts September 12th. It's at the same time. So once you are certified as an assistant teacher, you have additional work opportunities. You're working with the students on a regular basis. You're doing all kinds of assessments and sit-ins and other things. So yeah, there are a ton of work opportunities here. We have another question. Okay, so the third most common question I get asked. So I just want to say to anyone tuning in late, welcome. I'm taking questions right now about the Psychic Mediumship course that starts on September 12th. And I want you guys to post those questions in the comment section right now. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, if you missed the beginning of this class where I was talking about the raffle that's running, you can get your tickets now. Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com, above or below in the description box, depending on where you're tuning in. The raffle tickets could win you an entirely free Psychic Mediumship course. And I draw the winner on September 11th. Also, if you are facing financial hardship, but you know that you are called to do this work, our scholarship program is now open. Go to revivrivera@yahoo.com, my email, and drop a line saying, I want to apply for the scholarship program. We'll send you an application. Okay, thank you so much, Wesley. All right, so one of the three most common questions I get asked, has anyone ever gone in as a skeptic? Oh, okay, so this is something different. Has anyone ever gone in as a skeptic and found success with the course? Yeah, 100%. I mean, I am a skeptic myself. I have designed the course based on skeptical thinking. There is no way to have figured all of this out, A, without the help of spirit, but B, also being a skeptic. I question everything. Where did it come from? How does it work? How is it going to help us? Are we sure it's the right thing to say? Can we put it up against anything else to get proof? You know, how do we know? So it's designed for skeptics. But I will also say that most of the skeptics that come in, they don't necessarily feel that they don't know this is true, that spirit communicates and we have life after death and we have intuitive intelligence. Most of the skepticism is with their own abilities. It's low self-esteem. It's a lack of confidence in their ability to go out and deliver messages to other people. It's a lack of comfort in the reading process itself. They're skeptical that they themselves can learn to do this professionally. And we typically blow that out of the water by about midway. Okay, but the most important thing I say to all my students, some of you tuning in here, you know, can testify to this, is that we have to leave the ego at the door. You aren't coming in here to show someone else up. You aren't coming in here to be the best medium in the world. You aren't coming in here to demand more from spirit, you know, or have amazing entertainment or showmanship to your clients. You are coming in here to leave your ego at the door, which means no fear, no manipulation, no control. You're willing to be of service and just say, I am here. I will open my mouth, whatever it is that you give me to say, I will do the best that I can with that to deliver healing to whoever is sitting in this chair. And that humble approach is really what's going to get you there. And that's what makes the tail become the head and the head become the tail. Whoever can let go of ego the best. All right, we have another question coming in here from a CLDHM89 from TikTok. How often do you do these courses? I have been doing one per season for the past few years. I used to do 2 a year, and so I've increased it to be able to get everybody in because I prefer smaller group sizes for individual attention. And so the next one would be at the beginning of winter, but I haven't set up that date yet. Okay, we have another question coming in here from a trendy Trina1 from TikTok. How much for the course? So the course breaks down into 2 different tiers. Tier 1 is 10 weeks. And it's video downloads only. You don't work with assistant teachers. You don't work directly with me. You don't work with the public. You can't get certified and read for the academy. But You get the basics of the information. And I honestly, I don't know prices. Wesley, maybe you could pop those prices up. And then, so that's tier 1. Okay. I do know that we have a payment plan on either tier that you take. Now, tier 2 is, I believe it's $2,100. You have a payment plan on that, or you could pay up front. That's fine. And that is 28 weeks. And that's where you do get that one-on-one. You get Zoom calls with me once a month, where you guys do a direct Q&A with me. You're working with assistant teachers. They sit in on your readings. You start reading the public straight out of the gate. You're getting the monthly walk-in night fairs, and you really learn, okay, authentically, thoroughly how to give a reading because you're actually practicing it the whole time. So I would recommend to anybody, both are great. And depending on how much time you have, tier 1 may work better for you. But if you're serious about doing this, you're going to end up back here eventually for tier 2. So instead of having to take tier 2 and redo tier 1, just get in for tier 2. I would also say this, and not to product push, but I have a lot of students who say, you know, I didn't know if Spirit was going to keep supplying me with the money to pay for this every week. Or month, or however the payments work. And Spirit does. If you're meant to be there, it will come. So don't base it on what you have right now. You know, you go as far as you can. You may be shocked at how Spirit provides. Okay, so tier 1 is $500. And I believe that's accurate. I think it's 10 weeks. Okay, of video downloads. You guys can go to psychicmediumshipcourse.com to see all the information. Take your time, mull it over. See what's a good fit for you. Okay, so yeah, psychicmediumshipcourse.com. You guys can also go to ivyleaguepsychicacademy.com or my website, Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. It's everywhere. The Psychic Mediumship Course is front and center. We have another question here from TikTok. I live in California. Do you have classes here or online? All the classes are online, so it's video download or it is interactive through Google Classroom. So yeah, we have students from all over the world. California is not an issue. The headquarters, though, the actual school, is here in Dunkirk, New York. So if you're ever in town, stop by, 2 blocks from the beach. It's awesome. We love to see you. All right, we have any more questions coming in? Okay, I want to say this course is going to help you guys so much too with self-development. And I just want to encourage anyone who's been suffering with your abilities your whole life, feeling more like it's a disability, whether it causes you a lot of confusion or, you know, again, anxiety, irritable bowel, chronic headaches, you know, sleep disturbances. This is going to be great for you to finally get an upper hand on it and feel like you're doing something useful. Also, you know, for those of you who've lost loved ones and you desperately want to talk to them, don't feel like you have to be booking a medium every couple months just to get in touch with your loved ones. This is going to train you in how to do that directly. We also do something called death coaching here, where that is not trained anywhere in the world. And death coaching trains you in how to communicate with different people who are about to pass, right after they've passed, and to help families and friends connect with the already deceased to build that bond. Okay, so there's so much we could do. Not to cut myself out, but, you know, our goal should be to eliminate the middleman. We are all mediums. Spirit is always trying to communicate. We all need to learn the language, whether it's for personal use with our loved ones or to give out to the public. We have another one coming in here. From TikTok. She says, perfect. I would love to take the course, but the 12th is not right for me. Thank you. Yep. So check out. I will be announcing winter after we get into this next semester. And remember, if a certain date doesn't work for you, you're learning at your own pace. So it's not like you have to be there on the 12th. You are basically taking the video download and you're moving forward with it on your own time. Okay, we have another one coming in here from any other questions that you guys may have about this. Go ahead and post them now, whether you're here on Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube. What else do you want to know about the Psychic Mediumship Course? The school has been around approximately 13 years. Okay, so that's another common question I get asked. when did I start doing this? How did I learn to do this? Where did I train? I never trained. I'm a born intuitive. Everything that I've been shown is directly from spirit. I have Taino Arawak roots. I believe that has a lot to do with it, but this is not a Taino Arawak system. This is a direct system I've been shown over my entire life. Nope. I don't have certifications from some other psychic academy. Nope. I never took classes somewhere else that showed me how to just regurgitate this to you. Everything I teach, I fully understand. It was shown directly to me, and it's going to help you to really connect in ways that you have probably considered make a lot of sense to you, but you haven't heard somebody else say it in exactly that way. All right. Do we have any other questions? All right. From Tarot Galleries 75 from TikTok. Can you tell me what abilities I have? Okay. So last night we had, are you a psychic, a medium, or an empath class? And if you missed that, you can go back and watch it. It'll give you some insight into what abilities you have going on, or you could book an intuitive ability assessment with me up on my website. But tonight I'm not giving out the free, readings. We just did that last night. Okay. About your abilities. Yep. All right. Thank you, Wes. Pop that up. Do we have any other questions on the course? Any other situations, curious experiences that you've had where you're trying to figure out how this may fit in with your abilities? Go ahead and post that as well. I do want to say that so many people have been told this myth of it being a gift. It's a gift. You're either born with it or you're not. I was born with it and I didn't even know I had it. I have hundreds and thousands, even at this point, 13 years in, thousands of people come to me all the time who didn't know they had it. So it isn't like you're born with some kind of a gift and only special people have it. That is a 100% myth. We are all psychic, or we would be dead. We use our psychic ability every single day to stay alive. That is your gut instinct. Everyone has it. It's a given. Now, some people pay more attention to it, and some people have it to a heightened degree. That's true. You guys can look at my free mini class here on YouTube at Ask Ivy, up in the playlist under mini class called Trauma and Intuition. Or you can see intuitive increases, and that explains why you may be more intuitive than the average person. But mediumship is the same way. Mediumship is not a gift. This is not a special ability that some people have. Spirit doesn't care whether you believe that you're a medium or not. When spirit wants to communicate, spirit's going to communicate. They're going to come through and they're going to bombard you. That's why you get that weird ringing in your ears, that tinnitus. That's why you get woken up at night. That's why you may have paranormal problems around you. Spirit is trying to come through all the time and either tell you things, get your attention, or deliver messages through you. You have free will. So you can either address it and embrace it and use it, or you can block it like we've been trained in our society to do. And you can try to tune it out, but it doesn't work forever. And it doesn't make you any less mediumistic. Okay. And empathic ability has 4 different levels. And I do believe that everyone's empathic to some degree. I also believe we have dark empaths. So there are people who use it and are narcissistic and sociopathic. That doesn't make them any less of an empath. But these are abilities that we all have. There's no such thing as it being a gift. Okay, we have another question here from a Brandy Stoll. Do you teach meanings behind physical impressions and touches from spirit? Yes. So right now I'm writing my symbology book. Those of you who follow me on TikTok, especially, you know that I have a series of videos called Body Symbology. And my psychic mediumship students get 4 hours of training. That's 2 full weeks full of classes. And I want to say probably about an hour and a half of that is physical symbology exclusively. So yes, 100% in the book, in the classes, and in the videos that I do, I am breaking down physical symbology, not only the messages that are coming through from spirit, but also what your higher mind may be telling you in your body and what you might be picking up on from others, atmospheres, or objects around you. We break all of that down. That's a great question. I love symbology. Physical symbology is really fascinating. Shannon Anderson says, good evening. Hi, Shannon. Good to see you. With tier 1, if there were any questions related to the content, can we email them to get answers? No. Nope. So I don't have teachers on standby for you. I don't give extra additional time. If you want to be having that kind of interaction, you're going to need to register for tier 2. Okay. Because otherwise I'd spend all my time on tier 1, just treading water and answering everybody's questions. You're going to have questions because you're not being taught in tier 1 how to actually walk it out and apply it. So you're going to have a million questions. That's why I said, if you're serious, take tier 2. If you just want to know some of the basics, tier 1's great. Elena Cervantes says, I've been called to do this for so long, especially since my dreams have been showing me murders through the victim's eyes. I just hope I can keep up with the course. Would I need tier 1 or tier 2? Well, if you plan on doing something like criminal investigations, missing persons, and actually channeling spirit to give that type of help to the police, to the families looking for bodies, the private investigators, you're going to need tier 2. I don't start you with that. I start you in tier 2 with a criminal investigations, missing persons part 1. Then we give it a little while, and then I slowly bring you into criminal investigations, missing persons part 2, where we're dealing with an actual live case. So that's not the kind of thing I could just ethically throw you into. Because it is very disturbing, and it requires extreme accuracy. But I understand what you're saying, where you've reached a point, whether you have messenger of death syndrome and you're predicting deaths, or you are able to see through the victim's eyes, or you understand cases maybe just as they're coming out into the news, you have helpful information. I understand exactly where you're coming from. It is very common to have that come out in dreams. There's a show called Medium. Patricia Arquette played, not names. What is this lady's name? Somebody help me here. What is the woman's name she works with the police? She's been doing it for a long time. She's a psychic who helps find medium. Alison Dubois. Alison Dubois. Thank you. Anyways, okay, so there's a show on this, and I thought it was a great show. I only saw a couple episodes. I know it's not on air anymore, but if you look up Medium, I think it's called, with Patricia Arquette, you can see how and this is accurate. I mean, I think they really did their research on the show. Pretty good. You could see how it comes to her in a dream until her sleep is disturbed. And it's very, some of us like to sit around and watch true crime videos, and some of us live true crime videos. Okay. It is two totally different worlds. It is not entertaining. It is extremely draining. And you feel very frustrated to have this information, but have no one to give it to. So, it's something we take very seriously here, and know that if you are having it at night, you are at a point where you will be having spillover into the day, which means those visions could be coming through trance or mental mediumship, two totally different things, and they could be coming during your waking hours. And that can also be very intrusive. So it's definitely time. Great question. Anyone else who has this, please in the comment section, talk about your abilities. We do need to support each other in this, because there's a lot of survivor's guilt that comes along with this. This is one of those more difficult abilities to have. I include that in with messenger of death syndrome. Okay. Incredibly similar, if not literally that. Maribel Mariposa from TikTok says, what about visions? What about visions? So visions are happening to all of us all the time. Most people dismiss them, but visions here in the Psychic Mediumship Course, we categorize with prophecy, which can happen during dreams or during your waking hours, and clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is the ability through your third eye to accurately predict the past, the present, and the future without any additional information. It can also help with things like medical intuitive work, criminal investigations, lost objects, and all kinds of other things. So yes, visions are highly included in the curriculum. And it's really one of the first things we look at, because if we look at how intuitive intelligence works, psychic ability and visions are at the bottom. Then above that, we have mediumship, which is psychic ability and channeling spirits. And up at the top of the tier is empathic ability, which is really all three. So at the lowest level, it's prophecy and things like this. And we need to not only perfect that and polish it up, but we also need to be able to differentiate that from empathic insights and mediumistic messages coming in. And that's where a lot of people get confused. Did I get this psychically or did I get this from spirit? How do you know the difference? That's what I'm going to be training you in. Right, we have another one here from an Elena Cervantes, very disturbing, which was trigger after foreseeing my niece's death a month before her passing. I'm so sorry that you have that. Yes, it's very disturbing. Some people don't mind it so much, but I find that most people who have messenger of death syndrome, they do find it to be disturbing, especially when it involves a family member, a friend, a loved one, even an acquaintance, where you see these things coming and you feel somewhat powerless to fix them. I was talking about this last night on the Are You a Psychic and Medium or an Empath show that we just did. And I was explaining that we can't always intervene and actually change the course of destiny, but death is highly negotiable. And I'm not saying in the case of your niece that it was, but sometimes death is highly negotiable. We have multiple death points throughout our lives, and eventually we're all going to kick it. That's a given. But if there is a situation that's going to arise and we can negotiate our way out of it, and it is for the highest and best good, as a messenger of death, as a strong psychic in this area, you may want to deliver those messages out. And what we're looking at in the PEC method here in the Psychic Mediumship course is sticking to an ethical code of conduct in delivering those types of messages, because it's not something you should be blurting out. And I understand the survivor's guilt, but sometimes it was just their time. And the fact that you saw it doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It just can help you and others to heal and start that journey a bit ahead of time sometimes. Okay, do we have any other questions coming in here from TikTok, Facebook, YouTube on the Psychic Mediumship course? All right. Again, there are 2 tiers to learning to fit everyone's lifestyle, everyone's payment plan, and everyone's availability. Okay. But again, I would highly recommend that if you guys are seriously getting ready to invest in the course, that if you want to be able to give readings to the public, that you jump into tier 2, because most people who take tier 1 find that at the end of the 10 videos, they want to learn more about the hands-on, and that's only offered in tier 2. So they end up taking it all over again in tier 2, and there is no other way to do that. So keep it in mind as you go forward. Okay, we have another question here. I see coming in from, I think, a Jen Brendel Collin from TikTok. Dreams sometimes can't decipher the difference between dreams and reality. Many of my dreams really happen. So yes, 100%. So when you have very prophetic dreams, you are going to notice that you don't just have an increase in things like deja vus, which are also really important, but you are almost incapable of deciphering between reality, okay, and what is prophecy, because the truth is there is no difference. When we kind of like time travel, right? Time travel into the future, and we live through a dream, a situation that is actually going to occur. Once it happens in real time, you can feel like you're having a flashback, like it's a deja vu. It does get tricky to decipher between reality and a dream state. But the thing is, there is no difference. And what I am always trying my students, what I'm always trying to get them to understand ultimately, is that when we live in the right side of our brain, the intuitive, connected side of our brain versus the left logical side of our brain, when we spend more time in the right side of our brain, we're going to learn that life is just a stream of consciousness. And something like being awake or being asleep or receiving a vision, or having a thought or talking directly to a spirit or receiving something from our own higher mind, there is no difference. It's all the same thing. And it's okay to live in that state of awareness. It's recommended. And I think it's how we were all meant to come to Earth and live. We've just been trained to block it out. And it's making us sick. It's making us confused. It's making us waste our lives on tasks and jobs and relationships that we have no business being involved in. So this is also the way that you learn to stay on your true path in life and help others to do the same. All right, we have another question coming in here from Amy from TikTok. Hi, Amy. Do you have to belong to a specific faith or belief system for this course? No, absolutely not. And I have a lecture coming up on this in October that I'm really looking forward to. We are not a religion. So like the spiritualist community of Lilydale, for example, that's a religion. The NSAC headquarters are there. That's the spiritualist religion. That means Christianity is not allowed. That means you will not get approved. You have to deny Christ before the board multiple times to be allowed to live and work there. You can't put a cross on your property when you live there, okay? Or you will get kicked out. Now, I know plenty of people this has happened to. Now, people want to say, what? That doesn't sound right. Well, that's their religion. Anyone can create any religion and they can say who's allowed in and who's not allowed in. We don't do that here. Here we accept Buddhist, Christian, Jewish, Wiccan, it's irrelevant because here's the thing. I am not here. Spirit made this clear to me. I'm not here to lead you to God and to tell you who God is. I am here to help you connect with your higher mind, the universe and spirit, and that will lead you to your God or the universe or whatever your truth is. You are free to come here. We welcome everyone, every belief system, and it's just part of your journey, but I don't dictate. Absolutely not. So hope to have you. All right, we have another one coming in here from Robust Creation from TikTok. Is it possible to make it stop? The abilities? No. And that's why we have mental disorders and anxiety disorders and even situations that look very like schizophrenic, but it's not. And this is why we have people getting misdiagnosed all the time and on medications, but the medications don't work. And no, it's not possible to stop it. You cannot. I tell my students, you need to be serious about coming here because we can't shove the genie back in the bottle. But the reality is that the genie's already coming out of the bottle all the time, whether you come to class here or not. So what you need to understand is that intuitive intelligence cannot be reversed. Absolutely not. Can we learn to control it? 100%. Can we block it? A little bit from time to time, but not when you're relaxed. So I can only get you so far with that. People who say they can't block it at all, that's not true. You are going to have to learn to block it. In this course, you're expected, you are trained to manage it, learn when to block it, learn when to turn it on, learn how to get control so that it's not running you, you're running it. But in 100% honesty, if you go out and you drink, I can't guarantee what's going to happen to you. You're at a high risk anyways for attachments and possessions. If you're going to be getting high all the time, you're going to have trouble controlling it. If you are sleeping or you're driving the car and you're super relaxed or you're in a deeper state of meditation, you're more susceptible to having it kind of, influence you. And it's very hard to control it when you're at a place of ease or altered like that. Okay. Nonetheless, even with the dream state, we do have part of your curriculum is a class called Dreams. Now, for those of you tuning in, you don't have to wait or join the Psychic Mediumship course to get dreams. I made this accessible to the public. So you just go onto my website and it's a 2-hour training course. But in the dreams class, I talk about how because the veil is lifted between the worlds when we're dozing off and we're waking up and we're super susceptible to manipulation and being bombarded and things like this, I train you in boundary setting during that time. And most importantly, lucid dreaming techniques. Okay. Especially if you're doing astral travel a lot, voluntarily or involuntarily, lucid dreaming techniques are going to help you to get control even during that time when you're normally just kind of at the whim of the universe. Okay. But no, we cannot reverse it. Absolutely not. And anyone who tells you that you can is full of it. And what they're going to do is just probably teach you some blocking techniques that are going to continue to build in your energy and cause disorders. It's not healthy. We can't block all the time. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Looks like we are at time. Thank you so much, Wesley, my adorable producer. If you guys have any additional questions, go ahead and post them here. And my assistant will be answering those questions. If you want more information, go to psychicmediumshipcourse.com, or you can go to Ivy Rivera psychicmedium.com. Check out all the information. Hope to see you guys for September 12th. Don't forget to get your raffle tickets and apply for the scholarship program if you need to do that. Looking forward to working with everybody. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night.